Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Bench. Folks, we are about to enter a universe where the Bernstein Bears is actually the Bernstein Bears. A universe where Jiffy Peanut Butter doesn't even exist. I'm not sure if I want to enter that place, but apparently it's just the reality that we live in. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's an effect known as the Mandela Effect. And this has been spreading like crazy on the internet. There's people talking about all the things they thought was true as a child, and then other people agreeing with them. It's just basically kind of like a collective misremembering of things, or at least that's one theory. Another theory is that there's like an alternate universe that is coming into our own and changing things. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to be looking into this myself and seeing if I can't come up with some kind of solution at the end. What could really be going on? So I'm going to be looking into three different things: the historical events that are misremembered, appearance, and phrases, and see if I can't just make some sense out of this impossible thing that keeps happening. So first, let's look at historical events that are misremembered. Perhaps the most famous is Nelson Mandela himself, who the Mandela Effect gets its name from. So anyways, a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, when in fact he did not die until 2013. Now, there's a lot of different possibilities for this. And I'm not going to say what I think it really is until the very end, but another theory, another historical idea that's been going around is that George Washington Carver is not actually black. I will admit I totally believed he was black. I distinctly remember my teacher talking about this and saying he was black. In fact, I put it down on a quiz once. I was asked some famous African Americans, and I put down George Washington Carver's name right up there with Martin Luther King Jr. So I think there's something going on here, and I'll go ahead and just say what I think is going on. So first off, I think Nelson Mandela might be a Terminator, and that he was destroyed in the 1980s, but they rebuilt him, and he's come back alive. And I think that's what's going on with George Washington Carver is that the teachers are lying to us. They have been telling us that he was black, and they just don't want to admit that they were wrong. So the teachers have this big conspiracy. They just want to make sure that the students are doing everything they say. So it's sort of a brainwashing thing. But anyways, that's my opinion. So the next thing is people misremembering appearances. And this often comes from characters in fiction, such as Pikachu and Curious George. A lot of people, including myself, remember Pikachu having a black stripe at the end of his tail, when in fact he never has. It's always been a completely yellow tail. And this was one that I just believed in so much that I went and just looked at every picture in Google Images, but I wasn't able really to find any with a black stripe. I still think Nintendo must be covering up something. I don't know exactly what it could be, but there's definitely a cover-up here. And Curious George apparently doesn't have a tail at all. Never. He's never had a tail. I think this is just one because, people see a monkey and they're like, oh, monkeys have tails. It's just common sense. So I don't think there's anything too supernatural going on here, although I swear I have seen a picture of Pikachu with a black stripe at the end. But I don't know. Maybe it's just a neurosis or something going on. And finally, the ones that are going to ruin everyone's life. First up, the Bernstein Bears are actually the Bernstein Bears. It's true. You can buy a book yourself and find it out. I tried. I looked up in the attic, and it's true. It's crazy, but it's true. But even crazier, double stuffed Oreos have only one F in them. It's double stuff, which is incorrect grammar, and I'm pretty sure people will just look at that and go, oh, yeah, it says stuff with two Fs. But no, there's only one F. I don't know if that's misremembering or just Just people just using their common sense and just saying, no, it's double stuff with two Fs. But regardless, it's a stupid move on Oreo's part to have only one F, may I just point out. I'm just going to just make a note of that if you guys can. And also, Jif peanut butter is not known as Jiffy. A lot of people seem to think it is, including myself. I thought so too. I'm very disappointed it is not Jiffy peanut butter. But anyways, those are some weird cases of the Mandela Effect. Do you all have any theories? I've tried to put a few of my own in there, but I don't really know what's going on here. I think there's just some things that are better left a mystery. And as always, think big, think differently.